What up, YouTube? How y'all living? I hope everybody's day is going amazing. This video right here is a tad bit different than the type of video I normally post. My channel name is Through Him because through him the Most High it had been already done. Kind of something I came up with when just getting older, maturing, seeing life, da-da-da. Scrolling through my videos, you might assume that I just try to tell y'all what y'all need to do, how y'all need to do. More so, I kind of express my experience about things and what I've learned from them and what life has taught me and continues to teach me, right? I currently live in Wisconsin for work, man. It's winter. It's the nasty time of the winter too, where it's snowing and it's salt and it's sludgy everywhere. I sometimes fly back to Louisiana where I'm from, spend time with family. So every now and then, pretty soon actually, you'll see me having an entertaining vlog with people doing stuff that young adults would do, enjoying themselves, right? Responsibly, of course. But matter of fact, let me show y'all. This is just kind of like my life since like 16, I would say. You feel me? Some stuff that went on, lost people, met new friends after that, and it bees like that, man. This another one I made. This just kind of to remind me of life, Louisiana like over 1,000 miles from here. You feel me? And this is my little love right here. I'm not trying to be long-winded, but I kind of want to tell y'all a little bit about me, you feel me? So that, if you haven't been here, you kind of know who is talking to you, right? You see the title of the videos, bro, why I don't participate in psychedelics and, cannabis and all of that. And to tell you this story, I obviously got to start from the beginning, man. So I would say this was I was probably 13 or 14, bro. I was 14 or 15. It was the summer going from 9th grade to 10th grade. So I was living in a town in Baton Rouge, in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and I moved to another town. Now, my cousin, Chaston, long live him, he was in one of these pictures. If you saw somebody with like a praying hands and like angel wings or whatever the case, he had been getting in trouble at his school in his town, further away from where I was, and my mom and his dad, who were brother and sister, decided that it would be best for him to come live with us. So being that I was moving to a new school that year just was perfect. We did all registration and all that together. So boom. My mom's a procrastinator, bro. So the whole summer we're living together, assuming that we're gonna start in the fall together, 10th grade. I was gonna be in 10th, he was gonna be in 9th. He had got held back when we were younger, but this school offered programs so that he could catch up, so we would eventually be in the same grade. The whole summer we living together. And so maybe about 2 or 3 years before that, another cousin of mine who didn't come around as much whenever I was younger, me and him had kind of got close. We went on a trip together and we were like this. So all three of us became like that. We went on multiple trips after that time, almost like one a year up until this point. So we had just came back from a trip. We had a whole bunch of summer left, and we decided that we was gonna park at my mama's house for a little while before we moved to maybe my uncle's house or my grandmother's house or whoever the case. We all double related on both sides, small towns in Louisiana. No incest, nothing crazy like that, but it's so many people. Your third cousin might be your auntie, niece, nephew, da-da-da. You feel me? So, we parking at mom's house. So, these two guys, they have, the town that I grew up in as a little kid, it's very everybody know everybody, and it's kind of easier to get into trouble. Me being not from the place where I went through a lot of middle school and the beginning of high school, and was kind of different. It wasn't no going kick it with family or nothing like that. I had one friend, one partner, and we kind of stayed close, and we just spent the night at each other's house, played video games, basketball, all of this stuff. That's it. So I wasn't exposed to the whole cigarettes and weed and just leaving mom's house later. And I never got in trouble. Still to this day, I never been arrested, none of that. So my little cousin, Chaston, and my little cousin, None, shout out, bro. I can't wait to go kick it with my dog, man, real soon, in like a week and a half. He gonna be in the video, man. Shout out my little brother, None. But these two obviously have indulged in things that I haven't. They had been smoking for over a year or two, right? So I also, not at this point, at this point, I don't even have no car. That's crazy. So the funny part is that in this town that I was moving to, I lived here in 4th and 5th grade. So I had one very close friend in 4th and 5th grade I kept in contact with. And through those years of me growing up in Baton Rouge, the previous town through middle school, my first year of high school, we would keep in contact, and if one of us had a party or anything like that, we would move to this town. So that's why it was easy for my mom to move us here. She was familiar with it. We lived here for like 2 years before. So this friend of mine, he wasn't a troublemaker or anything like that, but he just was, I guess, jumped off the porch before, and just in the sense of being able to leave and not have to worry about this person calling or mom's checking or this, that, and the third. My mama wasn't going for nothing strange. You got any one of my friends, like my mama, she calling mamas, grandmas. She calling people mama, making them call them and making them flash on them about me not answering. My mama didn't play. She gonna get in contact with me. So I say all of this to say he kind of knew a little bit more about, you feel me? So these boys, they come out here, they want to indulge in their habits, right? We kicking at my mama crib in this new city. So I call my partner like, hey bro, my cousins want to, get themselves together. If you know somebody that, like, bet I got you. You make a call, boom. Dude from around the corner come on his 4-wheeler. He come pick all three of us up on the 4-wheeler. We drive into the neighborhood. It's probably like a 2-3 minute drive on the 4-wheeler. You feel me? They cop what they need to cop. We go about our business. Boom. So now how they get money, you already know. When you like 13, 12, 13, whatever the case, anytime you get sent to one of your family members' house, your mama gonna send you with some money, you feel me? And at this point, we was responsible enough to hold our own money if we went somewhere, right? So they had their little funds, whatever the case, boom, bought them, got themselves together. So we go to this park in the back of my neighborhood, my new neighborhood. They get themselves together, right? They indulge in what they doing in. For like the first 2 times, this wasn't even something I thought about doing. I didn't try it before. It was nothing for me to want to try. Like, y'all do that? You feel me? Cool. So boom, probably like the 3rd, 4th time maybe we go to the park, to the pond in the back of the neighborhood. I'm like, man, let me, you feel me? And they was real overprotective, even though I'm technically older than both of them. They were like, nah, bro, like, you ain't never did this before. It don't make no sense to do it. So go back and forth. But I'm like, man, I'm a grown man. You trim. So eventually, one of my cousins like, okay, if I do this to you, if you do this, I gotta blow you a charge. So I had so many disagreements with so many people after the fact. When I told them this story, they like, what? You let another man blow you a charge, man? Like, that's some fruity woo-the-wham like that. I'm like, hey, listen, bro, it is what it is. It happened like that. My argument had always been, bro, in Louisiana especially, I can't speak for nowhere else except for where I came up, man. Like, drinking off your family members, that was something that was normal to me. As I got older, I kind of didn't do that. Like, as far as my mom and anybody, my mom, my little siblings around there, we didn't do that. But like, my cousins, man, you get a soda, we just gonna, you feel me? It's like anything else, bro. We didn't think nothing of it. Even my grandmother growing up in the country, she gave me something. She just ate it. I remember a few times, like, I was young and my ice cream cone was like dripping. My grandmother grab it, lick it, make sure it don't, you feel me, it's not dripping no more, hand it to me. I'll just eat it, not thinking nothing of it. Maybe that's, unsanitary, whatever the case, but that's how it was when I grew up. So I didn't think nothing of it up until this point. I done drunk off, especially my first cousin before, the one that I've been grew up with, you feel me? But the other one, like, you my cousin, like, you feel me? So boom, blowing the charge in Louisiana is, well, how they did it. I don't know how other people do it. He literally inhaled the smoke and we both put our hands together. He got his hands just like this, connected to mine's. Well, it's connected like this. You feel me? No homo, but like both my hands and his hands like this. And he blow. And he say, just breathe in. I just breathed in. You feel me? He probably did that like twice, man. So, man, they finished. I swear, probably like 5 minutes later, we walking back. Now, my house is the very first house in the neighborhood. As soon as you turn on the street, this is my mama's house right here. You can't miss it. Like, we in the furthest back you can go in the neighborhood, brother. So, we in the back of the neighborhood. We walking, bro. I swear. Like, as we walking, it's like the neighborhood turned into like this this trance. Like it feel like we walking, but we not moving, bro. Like we not moving. We just walking. We just walking, and it's like literally on GTA. When you get drunk, that's how I just feeling. I'm like, bro, like I'm tripping. I'm tripping. So we walking. They looking at me. They laughing. So I'm trying to walk fast to see and look back to see if I'm really walking. I'm like, bro, I'm looking to the left and the right. It don't feel like I'm passing no houses. Feel like I'm staying in the same spot. But they getting further and further back. So something in the back of my mind telling me like, just keep going. You moving. You might not think you is, but you moving. So we walking. So we walking. It just so happened we walk down the street and like how my neighborhood go. My mom. Where we in the back of the neighborhood by the pond. You literally just gotta walk and go all the way straight down this straight narrow street. But they got a street that the neighborhood start on this side right here at the end. This the entrance of my mama house right here. But there's also a second entrance that come around and meet this street. It's like almost like a Y or like a lowercase Y. So it just so happened that my partner, long live Slim, long live AJ, he passed away. You know, him and his sister walking from that little curved street because they live kind of right there on the corner or whatever, and in the middle street. So they come around there. So we all have been kicking it. They indulged in the cannabis as well. I didn't. I was the only one. So I see them. So I start walking faster. You can't miss AJ. He like 6'5". We like 14, 15. He stands out for sure. So I see them. I like, man, let me go see if they can help me, bro. So I just start running to him. So I made it to his sister, Jackie. I'm like, Jackie, bro, help me, son. I'm tripping. Like, help me, bro. You can help me. So they laugh and they're like, you got a hold of that dro, huh? You got a hold of that dro, huh? You zipped, huh? You zip just mean like you high or whatever. So I'm like, man, bro, like, help me, bro. So they kind of like laughing, like telling me like it's gonna be straight. So I push off from them because I'm like, y'all not really saying nothing, but I'm gonna be straight. But I'm feeling like I'm not straight. Like in my mind, since you a smoker, you can tell me what to do, so this can instantly go away, or I can instantly not be under this influence no more. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know nothing about this, right? So I push off from them. And now I'm just booking it to the beginning of the street. I'm just running. I'm feeling like to the left and the right, no houses or like passing. I just feel like I'm running for no reason, but something just tell me like, no, you getting tired, you feeling your legs moving, you running. So I'm running. Then I stop instantly. When I stop, I'm right at the driveway of my mama house. I walk in, boom, I go to sleep straight. I remember my sister came in my room after a little bit, and I remember like acting like I was in a dance competition with her types, and I felt like I was hitting every move. Felt like I was like Jaden Smith on the Karate Kid, doing all the moves and stuff. But then I went to sleep, and I never did that stuff till like my 11th grade year, bro. So this probably like 2 years after. I lied. One time in the middle of this, I did it at this little kickback thing my people had, in the same thing. I felt weird and I was what they call stuck, and I just literally just went to sleep. I didn't like it. So that don't really count because I didn't indulge frequently after that. So boom. Long story short, man, come to my 11th grade year, right? I ended up graduating my 11th grade year. So 11th grade technically treated like my senior year. So I started doing a little music thing, started doing a lot of riding dirt bikes and stuff like that. This very early on, like I say, this is my 11th grade year. So at this point, I'm 15, 16. I got a car. I'm the only one of my partners with a car. Ain't nothing crazy. A little Honda Civic '07. We used to push it, you feel me? I'm talking about the time I was finished with that car, bro. The front door ain't locked. The back doors ain't locked. The AC broke on me one time. I had to spend like $700 on it. That was like my whole check from the little job I was working. I was mad. I probably blew like 12 to 15 tires just riding over stuff, not caring. I did me and my daddy changed the power steering pump on that on that car. What else I changed on? I got buku batteries. I did all type of stuff on that, man. I changed the ignition switch. I had to get a whole new key. It was at one point where I had to use one key by the ignition so the car could signal that bit, and the other key in the ignition to actually start it. And if it wasn't close enough, that bit would not start. All type of stuff I went through in that vehicle. But anyway, so boom. around this time I'm into the music and everything like that. So we like, bro, music artists, like, you feel me, to tap into a certain level of, like, you feel me, creativity. That's why they do that. So me and my partners, we end up trying it one time. I remember it started for my partner's birthday. He had just turned 18. Damn, it was all the way he had turned 18. Anyway, like I say, my 11th grade year, I graduated, so it was the next year. So my partners was still in school, but I was out of school, going to college and back. So nothing happened that year, I don't think of. It must have been the next year. Okay, cool. So yeah, my partner turned 18. So it was from 14, 15 to like 18, I didn't do that shit. I didn't try no psychedelics whatsoever. No bueno. So 18 come around. I remember the first time how we even got back onto this thing. My partner turned 18. I was already 18. I was like, I think I'm like 20 days older than him, something small. So his sister take us to this club in Louisiana in Baton Rouge. The first kind of college party you probably gonna go to where we from is probably Tigerland. Is where you could be around college students, but you in high school, you 18 or you just got out of high school, you 18, you feel me? And it's like really low security, but you gonna figure out some way to get to alcohol, you feel me? So it's like the first club you're gonna go to is Tigerland. It's kinda like secure. Don't be having no crazy guns or nothing like that. People getting shot up. But it's still 18 and older, still 21 to buy alcohol. It's like maybe 5 or 6 different clubs in one little strip. You feel me? And so it's really protected by the police because it's an extension of LSU, Tigerland, right? So we go there, we get drinks or whatever the case. We go back to his sister house, and my partner, you feel me, she passed him the little pen, and then I remember him smoking. I didn't smoke this night, but this how our little clique that I was hanging with got into this. So probably a little bit later, man. We doing the music thing still. We like, to tap into that creativity. Like, let's try to, you feel me? So I remember me and my partner. I don't even remember how we got this blunt, brother, but we got some weed somehow and rolled it up and we smoked it. I remember when we smoked it. This was probably the best experience I had ever had from drinking or smoking at this point. It was just like mellow. Me and my partner was laughing so hard. We went to Texas Roadhouse. We was literally just having a good time, but nothing bad happened. Like, I didn't feel no way, no nothing. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is something I could probably indulge in every weekend or so like that. So I would go to college during the week. He would go to school during the week or whatever. So this was the year after I graduated high school. So my partner, like I said, still in school. So yeah, go to school, and then when I come back from college, make music, smoke a little bit. This probably happened like 3-4 weeks. My smoking heavy experience went by quick, bro, like quick, son. So probably like 3, maybe 4 weeks into it, bro. We smoked one time, and I instantly felt like I was the butt of every single joke that we had going on, and I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, what y'all mean? Like, then I start thinking about other stuff. I look at people, what's going on. I be like, man, I feel like we unsafe. We ain't protected how we supposed to be. Where the raw is at? Like, just like, man, like, why do I feel like this? So I didn't think nothing of it. So we kind of moved to just smoking by his crib. Eventually, it just kind of got to the point where I came around, we was making music, and I might indulge a little bit, but not really too much, bro. I didn't like the feeling, son. So it got to a point where, like, every single time I tapped the blunt, I would have this negative, bad feeling. Like, I just didn't like it. I couldn't feel comfortable no more, bro. And I don't know what it was. I ended up looking it up. I seen a whole bunch of information about, like, this dark high or whatever the case. Like, I'm like, bro, what is this stuff? What is a dark high? Instead of feeling relaxed or happy, a dark high can include intense anxiety or panic, racing or intrusive thoughts, paranoia, feeling watched, judged, or unsafe, overthinking past mistakes or fears, feeling detached from reality, rapid heartbeat, my mind turned against me. The psychology behind it. Let me hear this. Marijuana affects chemicals in the brain like dopamine, serotonin, which helps mood, stress, da. Dark high usually happens when THC overstimulates the amygdala instead of calming it. This can cause fear without a real threat, hyper-awareness of thoughts, distorted time reality, common triggers for a dark high. Too much THC, edibles, already anxious, depressed, I have a history of panic attacks, trauma, the thought loop, one of the worst part of the dark high, the thought loop, a scary thought process. A scary thought appears. THC amplifies. You become aware of your fear. That awareness increases your fear. The cycle repeats. I swear, bro. I swear, bro. I swear, dog. Like, it became that every time we smoked it, son. Looking back on it, son, now that I'm reading that, and it's crazy because I told this to my cousin the other day. I said, bro, I feel like we went too fast into smoking too heavy. Like I said, over the course of a few weeks, we went from smoking a little bit to like, and we smoking backwoods, like, backwoods 2-3 gram blunts from smoking a little piece of a skimpable blunt quick. And I think that's what it was. It was way too much for me. But anyway, that turned me away from it regardless, bro, because I remember after this, I stopped. I ended up moving away. I went to Alaska. Alaska, the marijuana is legal out there. I tried it out there and it was the same thing, and I smoked a little bit. But I think that because it was legal, it was a different type of herb or whatever the case, and it just messed me up. So fast forward to, I guess maybe sometime after Alaska, I stopped for like 6 to 8 months, came home. I was home for like another 8 months, and I tried gummy edibles. I tried that, and I think what helped me with those is that I didn't know when it was gonna come on. So I would eat it, I would be chilling watching TV, and now I realize I'm into this show because I'm really kind of zipped right now. And so I kind of steered more into those, and then I would hit a Bleedo every now and then, and I would kind of get a sense of the same feeling, brother. And so now I'm just at a point where if I have to try so much to like something, then it probably isn't something I need to indulge in. Now, can I kind of, what they call that, micro dose myself with the marijuana if I wanted to actually enjoy it, possibly at some point in life? But I'm like, right now, as I tell y'all, man, I got other things going on in life that's not even something I'm thinking about, business, thinking about the well-being of other people, and, making the right decisions for not myself and not just the people around me now, but my family, my last name, and, making a stain for the things I'm doing out here, bro. So that's not even something I see no point in engaging in no time soon. Maybe once I'm at a place where things are as on autopilot as they can be, and I'm someplace that is legal and I feel safe, then maybe. But like, that's kind of my whole spiel about the whole THC dark high thing and how it kind of came about for me, man. It's not even worth it, cuz, it's not even something that I really see a real point in. You understand? But now, one benefit I can say about the dark high, and as it relates to my channel and what it's about, right? I cannot lie. I believe wholeheartedly that what scared me into making a decision to want to go as hard as I can in life, sober, and make sure I make the right decisions and begin to self-develop, I believe a big part of that was this whole dark high thing. Because whenever you go through this, I don't know if y'all ever went through this, bro, like, you start to think about so many different outcomes from so many different decisions that you have made already and are continuing to make, and you start thinking of the consequences of the decision that you're making now, and if you continue to make those things, where you could be headed or where it's going to lead you to, right? And that stuff, like, if you allow this stuff to really like take over, bro, this feels so real. Like, I promise you, like, I think that's something that scared me into realizing, bro, you don't have no real direction, and you need to make a decision, whether it be continuing with music, whether it be continuing with college, getting back enrolled or whatever, but you need to make a decision with life. And like I said, when I went to Alaska, I think the last time that it scared me like that and I got to that point, it made me literally go to the whole next part of my life, the next steps of life that led me literally eventually till here. And that's like, that was in 2020. So that's 5 years of grinding and making decisions for myself that I really and truly believe that if I didn't get scared back then, I didn't feel those emotions, I probably wouldn't have gone as hard as I did, as quick as I did. You feel me? And it's crazy, bro. It's insane, bro. And I'm going to end off by saying this. I think that another thing that's taught me, bro, is like, y'all know how people be saying that they feel like something they smoked might have messed something up in them, or you may see somebody that may be acting overtly or differently from after smoking. And it might not just be marijuana, it could be anything, bro. And I can only imagine how deeply the chemical effects are from harder drugs, bro. Like even consistently drinking alcohol, because that's a chemical. Like, I promise you, I got to points like during that dark high that I just explained to y'all, bro. Like I got to a point so many times where I felt like I see how my mind could slip. And I just was thinking, like, imagine if I in the midst of me overthinking so much about all of this stuff going on, all of these people possibly out to get me, all of these mistrusts that I have in all of the stuff that's going on around me. Imagine if my mind slipped into believing that that was reality just out of the blue. Like I just never came back to calming down, going to sleep, and not being under that influence no more, and realizing I'm okay and I'm in a safe environment. Like, what if my mind stayed in that place? And I can't think of nothing in this world that allowed my mind every single time to come back from that except for the Most High, because there's so many people, in my opinion, that can think so hard, especially just thinking about mixing multiple different chemicals of drugs. Think about all the stuff that you don't know is in drugs, like stuff that gets sprayed on there, shit, fentanyl, hard drugs that you don't know where they came from, brother. Like imagine a mix of all that stuff, like just inside of your body, going through your brain, all in your blood. Like you know how easily it would be for your mind to slip into that feeling like and making it a reality. All of those feelings, like the paranoia, all of that feeling like this is real, like and never coming back and not trusting anybody, bro. Like that's how people get put in like nut houses and get tests run on them and really like lose their mind for real, bro. And like it's just crazy to think, son, because I feel like there's even smaller parts of that. You have people that go through that and don't come all the way back. Even me. I don't know. I don't think I think I came fully back, but who knows if people around me are saying things like, man, something just changed with Corn. Like, yeah, we just can't, it ain't enough to where we say much, but like, you just gotta keep an eye on, bro. Like, you feel me? I don't know, son. I hope it hasn't. I don't feel like it has, but I just feel like it's a lot. It's far and few in between. Like it's completely slipping, kind of slipping a little bit, and maybe just losing a few things until you get right back to like normal, brother. And like even I feel like once you get back to quote unquote normal, when you lose the influence of that, you don't forget the experience you had from that. You feel me? Like just having that experience, but being back in your normal state of conscious could still affect the way you move in life. And I'm just grateful that it kind of shifted me into making better decisions, brother. But I'm not saying that to scare nobody, because I think that we all are wired differently. And, if things work for you, they work for you. And, maybe, like I said, it was just an overconsumption of, the THC or whatever the case, and just overstimulated me. And you feel me? I haven't been able to microdose myself into just being calm off of it. I think the closest I did get was, like I said, to the edible. But once again, that's just my experience with it, bro. And I just feel like at this point in my life, it's not worth it for me right now. I'm not saying that maybe not ever, that may be something that may work for me. I may get to a point where I just am always in work mode, and that kind of decompresses me. I believe wholeheartedly that there are people that are like that and are extremely productive, but when it's time to get a mind and body a rest, they can't, because they spend 20 hours a day just trying to make things happen. You dig? So I do understand that, but I'm super aware of my current situation, and I think that me giving 20 hours a week now more than any time in my life is shit where I should be and should strive to be and continue to try to stay for as long as I can. I mean 20 hours a day. I think I said 20 hours a week, but I don't have no kids. I have no responsibilities. I'm not around my family. I don't have no distractions out here. Like, I have nothing but time in my hands, and I just want to make sure I'm making, the right decisions now so that the future is not, messed up. You dig? And I think that's why I'm back posting. You feel me? And that's my experience with, the dark high, and, my experience with marijuana over the years, kind of briefly summed up. There's probably a lot more stories of where I participated that I could talk about not feeling right. I just have to think on them. It just was so long ago. Like I was 16. I'm finna be 25 next month, so that's almost 10 years ago. So, that's kind of crazy to think about too. Kind of getting old, but yeah, man. Today, December 7th. Happy birthday to my little sister Rylan, if she even watched this video all the way through. But yeah, Hope y'all day going amazing, man. I'm thugging, man. Like I say, I go home in like a week and a half where I'm gonna have a different type of vid. I'm gonna be around my people. Just scroll through my channel and look up. Like you're gonna see the channel, the videos that's gonna pop up. That's not none of what I'm talking about now. It's not gonna be on know what this taught me or how I feel about this or where I'm at about this. You know, just a lot of the videos where it's not just me and the thumbnail is a good indicator of a past video of how, you know, things gonna be, man. Any video where I'm not just sitting down in the thumbnail. It's probably a more entertaining vid. So if you want to check them out, scroll through my channel, find them, watch them, and like I said, be on the lookout for more of them to come soon, man. I don't got nothing more than that to say besides through him, you conquered all through him. That thing been already done.
I went through hell and back and I came back a better me. Said this so many times, but I swear I finally see